Hello, hello! Welcome, one and all. Welcome to my stream. I am Paladin Ashe, here to stream for you again. And today we're going to get back to our NG Plus playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV, continuing on from where we left off, which I can't quite remember where we left off. I think it was just as I was joining the Grand Company. So I can't quite remember what happens right after that, but, that's where it was picking up. Also, almost all of your crafters are 61, Iggy. Nice. It genuinely starts to become a more pleasant point beyond that. Like, for all that Square has put in things like the roll pool and whatnot. Ha! Yeah, never. Just as much as you shouldn't abbreviate cyberpunk, such as Cyberpunk 2077. But yeah, fucking genuinely speaking, I remember hitting about Stormblood era and then realizing that all of like the sort of macros that people were trying to like whip out for like doing stuff that required more crafting points than I had on me because I wasn't pentamelded or whatever. Yeah, like all of them required abilities that I had that I was just not paying attention to. I was just like, I don't know how to use these. And then I was like, oh, that's how you use them. And ever after, I was able to like look at those things, tweak them down a bit to reduce costs, and make an easy macro for just getting through like difficult crafts. In general, though, it's not really that big of an issue. Pre Heaven's Word levels are still absolutely the doldrums of this game's crafting experience. But anyways, I'm gonna bring up the game capture and all that. I got myself some goggles because I forgot that they've been slowly but surely adding completely aesthetic goggles and whatnot to the game. I found out today that the petite pince-nez, which I want to say is basically the astrologian's like eye gear or whatever from the Evilise dungeons, has been put into the game, but I do not know where or whence it comes from because it just released with 7.3 and I have a burning mighty need. Yeah, I don't know. My buddy does the eye patches. I've generally avoided the eye patch look on my characters. They're scarred, they're fucked up, but they generally have decent vision. Well, within reason, considering my my main wears glasses, but yo, it is what it is. New Game Plus resume. Gotta go up to the Butt Castle. By the way, am I coming through okay? Like, I put in some like noise suppression and sound gates because I was listening to my Sims 4 playthrough audio and I'm like, damn, that can hear everything in the background. That bothers me. Like, it could hear the sound of like my computer fans going, which aren't that loud, and all that other shit. Till sea swallows all. You know, it makes sense that I would join a sailor's legion. I'm all about that swallowing of those seamen. Let us start afresh, shall we? You are welcome here, Merylfater Biltsathson. That such a well-respected adventurer would choose to join our ranks is most heartening. Before you swear your allegiance to us, however, it is only right that I tell you exactly what it is that you will be joining. A grand company is more than simply a collection of soldiers. It is an all-encompassing organization which draws upon the resources of an entire city-state to form a united military force capable of standing against the nation's deadliest enemies. We of the Maelstrom are charged with meeting the threats posed by the Primals and the Garlean Empire, and solving the many problems caused by the calamity. Every man and woman who serves under our colors has a role to play in keeping the great warship that is Limsa Laminsa afloat, and on whatever heading Chief Admiral Merylweb Bluefiswin sees fit to set. You can tell that I'm named Rokedon, that I'm able to say their names so quickly. As part of this grand vessel's crew, you will be expected to take your turn at the oars, for the winds do not look favorable, lad, and strength of arm may be all that sees us safe to port. If I've lost you with talk of ship and oar, let me put it another way. A Maelstrom soldier labors till his last breath, fights till his last drop of blood. We give our all in service to this nation, and no less is expected of you. Bilgsethson, it is customary for new recruits to swear an oath of their own, choosing upon entering the Maelstrom's ranks. Is there aught you'd like to say? You have my sword till sea swallows all. And I've no doubt we'll need it. Keep your weapons close to hand, lad. Basically, the grand companies are the bastard children of armies and police forces. I mean, more or less. They kind of came into being literally just 5 years ago, or somewhere thereabouts. I can't remember the exacting, timing of the grand companies, but they did kind of coalesce at their most around the time of 1.0. If memory serves, at one point, Merylweb explains that the Maelstrom is a combination of, several other lesser orders that exist in Limsa Lominsa, mostly in name and lore only. You can't really interact with them or join them. If this were World of Warcraft, you could, and you'd all have to, grind up from you ain't shit to them. And then a few expansions later, a sub-faction within them would be born, where you'd have to grind up from you ain't shit to them again. Merylfader Bilgsethson, I hereby assign you the rank of Storm Private 3rd Class. You now officially a soldier of the Maelstrom. Welcome aboard, Private. May you serve Limsa Lominsa well, till sea swallows all. Can you hear me, Merylfader? This is Minfilia. An officer of the Maelstrom contacted me with news of your enlistment. My congratulations, Private Bilgsethson. I have no doubt that you are eager to make the acquaintances of your new comrades, but I would ask that you pay a visit to your old ones first. Remember, though you were now a man of the storm, you were no less a scion. Pray, return to the waking sands at your earliest convenience. She said the thing! There are some friends here whom I would very much like you to meet. We shall be waiting. No rest for the wicked, eh? Before you make yourself scarce, I recommend having a word with Commander Rike. might be worth your while. Yeah, I personally tend to invest a little bit of time into the Maelstrom. I did so to, I think, as far as you can go, doing the whole like the squadrons stuff on my main, but I didn't do so on this character. You don't really need to, but like you do need that rank. You do need a certain rank to buy property, and honestly, Grand Company seals are just a good way to like acquire certain resources that are easily acquired by just dumping like certain things you get from dungeons into there, like all that unnecessary reward loot. You just feel like, here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go. And having a higher rank increases your cap for Grand Company seals. So, yeah, I just kind of get my rank up as a matter of course because it's beneficial. Also, for those who've never played this game, that whole nonsense just there was them basically being like, hey, by the way, here's how you get your chocobo in this game. Your chocobo being your first initial mount. I think you need to have chocobo training to use your mounts at all. So any other mounts are basically something that you can't use until such point. That is, yeah, that's a Hrothgar. That's the daddy cat, but unfortunately, I'm a max height Rogueton. You cannot achieve my heights in the sky. Take me to Fitzgibbons. I mean, Vesper Bay. Do. Potato-roo. Some people let fame swell their heads, but I believe that yours will remain in proportion and firmly attached to your body. Yeah, we got Alphanod for swollen heads. Brennan. Hey, ain't you the lad that rowed that boat into Limitza with me? It is you, ain't it? Ha! Glad to see you found a good home. What am I doing here? Well, I heard tell one of me brothers came through not long ago. Looks like I just missed him, though. I ain't seen either one of them since the calamity. Didn't even know if they were still alive. But after running into folk who swore they knew me time and again, I reckon they had to be out there somewhere. I've been traveling and peddling in the hopes I'd find me brothers ever since. If you see a fellow what looks like me, let him know that Brennan's looking for him, would ya? I've been chatting with Persevanes, and we both swear there was another member of our crew. Still ain't figured out a way to prove who he was. But just you wait and see. It won't be long before everyone sees us for the heroes we is. Let's see. Suppliers. Not sure I grasp the purpose of these remembrance ceremonies. Whether you remember or rewrite the past, what does it matter? It isn't as though you can repeat it. Our present-day enemies ought to serve as sufficient motivation, don't you think? The only lesson I believe we should take from the calamity is that far greater threats can and will appear. I hear you pledged yourself to a grand company. Me? I don't think I could do it. I'd never feel like one of them, no matter what the recruiters say. Leovine. Have we met before? You must be quite the accomplished adventurer to be welcomed into these halls. Me? No one's ever expected much of me, and so far I've done a fine job of living down to their expectations. We will continue to focus our efforts on investigating the primals. The Amalja are not the only tribe that has succeeded in summoning its deity. Fate shall be thy guide. When our purposes become one, once again shall our paths lead us here. Our city of learning is now naught but shadows. Ere the light of dawn breaketh, shall we follow whither the sands blow. Nobody around to talk to. He's a tank and he's red. The incident with the traitors still weigh heavily on everyone's mind. The Flame Generals most of all. And although he cannot be expected to know what evil lurks in the hearts of every man under his command, the revelation is nevertheless a devastating blow to his authority. Even so, it warrants saying that you should not let this tragedy color your opinion of the man. In all my years working with the Flame General, I've never had reason to doubt his capacity to lead. Following the calamity, each nation's armed forces underwent large-scale restructuring centered upon its Grand Company. In Gridania, the Order of the Twin Adder absorbed both the Wood Whalers and the God's Quiver, while the Laminsons enacted the complete merger of the Maelstrom and the Knights of the Barracuda. Ul'dah is the odd nation out, having made no notable changes to its armed forces. As before, and in the spirit of the Sultanate, each entity retains a certain degree of independence. Let me see if I have this right. You're an adventurer, who's a scion, and a storm. Golly, how do you keep track of everything? It must be fun pairing up with lots of different people, though. Me? I'm always with Papalimo. Come to think of it, why am I always with Papalimo? Welcome back, Merylfader. Lady Minfilia waits you within. Welcome back. It seems you wasted no time putting your skills to work. How do I know? Why, the recruitment officer called to regale me with the tale of your heroics. The pride in his voice was palpable. We Scions are truly fortunate to have you with us, Merylfader. Now, when last we spoke, I said that I wanted you to meet some friends, did I not? Well, I neglected to mention that you've already met them. Tataru, please show them in. This way, sirs. Sippy. Thanks again for getting us out of that mess. We owe you our lives. But I don't think we've properly introduced ourselves. I'm Biggs. And I'm God's man. Spit it out, will you? Wedge, at your service. I am pleased to say that Biggs and Wedge will be staying with us for a while. Mattertech-driven contraptions such as airships grow ever more vital to the city-states of Eorzea. As a neutral party, it was judged that we Scions should serve as the keeper of this technology. Of course, for this we needed the knowledge of experts, and so we requested the assistance of Garland Ironworks, who very kindly sent us 2 of their finest engineers. Our happy family continues to grow on behalf of the Scions. I bid you welcome to the Waking Sands. Like every soul here, I love Eorzea. And I count myself blessed to have been given this chance to stand with you all, and fight for the future of the realm. Never have I known such fulfillment, such happiness.
Now, having set aside the formalities...
Now I turn on the autoplay because...
we have a favor to ask of you.
I like the cinematic feel it gives.
Urianger, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
We have conducted a study at the behest of the Order of the Twin Adder. Papalimo, Ida, a synopsis if you would.
Our task was to survey the behavior of the Sylphs, a beast tribe indigenous to the Twelveswood.
Oh, how to describe them. They look like gisselcreens, floating ones, that worship the primal Ramu.
Ahem. Though technically a beast tribe, Sylphs are blessed with a comparatively personable demeanor, conducive to peaceful communication.
Offering us an invaluable opportunity to learn what the beast tribes know of the primals.
While Ramu's existence is well documented, the Sylphs do not, or perhaps cannot, summon the primal any longer, insofar as can be ascertained, until such time as we know. It would be unwise to assume that the threat posed by the primal has passed.
Which leaves Gridania with the added worry of not knowing what they should be worrying about.
In that regard, they are hardly alone. What we can say with absolute certainty is that Gridania has its hands full fending off Garuda.
Garuda.
Who, I need hardly remind you, is among the most savage and terrible of all known primals.
Also, she got
In
a
short,
fat ass.
It is essential that we approach the Sylphs in as diplomatic a manner as possible. Words and actions can be misconstrued. The only sure way to communicate our intentions is the echo.
Which I'm told by those who, those of
Winning
the
Sylph's favor
woman
may well
attracted,
bring us a step
you know,
closer to mitigating
persuasion
the threat of the primals.
is very noticeable.
Will you help us?
Cha.
I am grateful.
Lovely.
Hello, Grateful.
Well, as much as
I'm
I'd
Meryl
like to
Thader.
help, I'm afraid I would be of little use to anyone in Gridania. A veritable babe in the woods. Ida and Papalimo, however, should be able to see the forest for the trees. Is that not so, Minfilia?
Indeed. You are willing?
Leave it to me.
Leave it to Beaver.
Us, Ida, us!
Okay. Doubt anything's changed outside, but... The merchants told me it was Brent that delivered their goods. Maybe if I wait a while, he'll come back with another shipment. Ah, but neglected to mention that our allied forces suffered heavy casualties. The operation succeeded at a great cost. An outcome like that, should we truly consider it a victory? Abba says we should, but I'm not so sure. Tell me you were instrumental in Ifrit's defeat. Bravo, Malfader, bravo. Perhaps you heard of my exploits. The flames and I struck a decisive blow against the lizardmen by destroying and pillaging their stores of crystals. They won't be summoned to their primal again anytime soon. The addition of the 2 engineers who rescued the Waking Sands has become lively indeed. Were you aware that entry to the Sands requires the fulfillment of certain conditions? One must either gain recognition from the Scions or earn the approval of Tataru. Our Lalafellan clerk has quite the discerning eye for character. The first signs that Tataru is not quite what she seems. Which is to say, the ditz who maintains the front desk. The name's Haribert. I've taken up residence here, for reasons I'd prefer not to delve in. I may not be much use on the battlefield, but I know a thing or two about dealing with people. If you find yourself in a bind, you'd do well to avail yourself of my services. Guess what, Malfader? We found our third man. 'Twas bleedin' Satsflow. Bugger me, how could I forever forget about Satsflow? Aye, good old Satsflow. Aye, the 3 of us was always together, I think. Once upon a time, I aspired to make my name as an adventurer. It all came crashing down that fateful day when I lost the man who led my party. The man who had won my heart. If I could not protect my love, how could I hope to protect my realm? I sunk to the depths of despair. Pathetic, is it not? Others may have come to join some great cause, while I am here only because I have nowhere else to go. Man, she gets shafted by fate. Why? Oh, I won't say. Rama, beloved primal of the Sylphs, rooted is he in the laws of the Eld, the stern arbiter of the forest. Legend hath it this thunderous entity appeareth in the guise of an elderly sage. Thus doth history oft speaketh of the old man of the woods. I wonder what originally inspired his myth. In-game, I mean. We haven't forgotten how you saved us, Malfader. Don't worry, Wedge and I mean to repay the favor in kind. I like it here. Safe, hidden, a bit dank and dingy, perhaps, but I've known worse. Plus the receptionist was rather charming, don't you think? Okay, twin adders. Boop boop doop. Another Hrothgar, as it should be. I expect to see more of them and other species that were kind of locked off from hats until recently. I want to say they've gotten a massive expansion with 7.3. Let's see. We know far too little of the Sylphs to lay any worthwhile plans. We must call upon the Scions once more if we are to... Pardons. 'Tis a terrible habit of mine to think aloud, but tell me, what brings you to the Adder's Nest? Vorsail Huluweeks? Vorsay Hulo. I don't fucking know. You might think, is this because it's a fantasy name? No, it's because it's done with French pronunciation schemes. The elves are the French in this game, alas. Hail, adventurer. I bid you welcome to the Adder's Nest. Do you seek to entwine your destiny with the Twin Adder? Good evening, Commander. Sorry to disappoint you, but other business brings us here today. Ida and Papalimo, always a pleasure to see the two of you. My men tell me you quest in the name of the Scions of late. Quite so, Commander. A little bird told us that the Twin Adder was in need of our adventuring prowess. Aye, your little bird sings true. No doubt you've heard that we're investigating the Sylphs, that curious beast tribe that calls the depths of the Twelveswood home. The Sylphs are, for the most part, a peaceable bunch, much to the delight of the elder Seedseer, who was no desire to see her people embroiled in yet another fruitless war. The Twin Adder is of the same mind, and 'tis precisely for this reason that the Sylph's relation to the primal Ramu has raised a flag of warning amongst our ranks. Friendly as they may appear, beastmen will be beastmen. Should there be even a sliver of chance that the summoning of the primal might disturb the balance between Gridania and the Sylphic tribes, it is a possibility we cannot ignore. Better to be safe than sorry, indeed. Do we strike at Rama or leave the Sylphs to their own ways? That is the question, yet I find myself lacking ample knowledge to arrive at an answer. Opinions abound within Gridania, but to listen only to one's own is among the greatest mistakes a commander can make. I would hear from the other side, the Sylphs themselves, and seek an impartial party to serve as my liaison. That is where you Scions come in. The Sylphs of Little Solace remain untempered, and have held many a productive dialogue with our people. I would hear their candid thoughts on their tempered brethren. That said, I urge you to exercise due caution. Sylphic tradition and etiquette bear little resemblance to our own. It would not do to have any cross-cultural faux pas get in the way of a productive parley. En route to Little Solace, you will come upon the Hawthorne Hut. Our officer stationed there can enlighten you as to how to win the Sylph's favor. May your expedition be a worthwhile one. Hey, Chonka! Just playing Final Fantasy XIV. How about you? What's up? A friendly palaver with the Sylphs. This should be a pleasant enough diversion. The Hawthorne Hut, was it? I believe the ferry departing from West Shore Pier should take us straight there. A friendly palaver indeed. I hope this will be as straightforward as you say, Papalimo. Man, the outfits of the Scions are just outright rustic compared to what they are later in the game. Had to watch a random streamer to get like a Battlefield 6 code. Yeah, isn't that the experience? I want this Twitch drop. I guess I'll have to like watch somebody and just put it on in the background. Now, where was that? All right, yeah. Oh, I have to fucking talk to the person. The ferry docked at the base of this hill will carry you across the lake to the East Shroud. Once you're ashore, head due east and you should find the Hawthorne Hut without much trouble. Sweet Bloom Pier. Okay, there we go. How many mounts do I got on this character? The standard amount. How did I get that one again? Can't remember. Indeed. I am Amelayne of the Twin Adder. I understand you're here to learn of the Sylphs, yes? For all their whimsy, they are a wary lot, particularly since the Empire has come to the Shroud. Earn their trust, however, and they're as friendly as any folk. They have their quirks, but so do we all, no? Would you know more, you'd do well to speak with the master of this hut, Rolf. He's forgotten more about the Sylphs than I'll ever know. I've always found that saying kind of silly. Because, like, I get the intended meaning. It means that they've got enough knowledge in their head that, like, the amount that they just kind of forget casually is more than another person will ever know about a thing. But it still kind of makes you sound like you're saying, I've forgotten basically everything. Come to learn a thing or two about the Sylphs, have you? I'll tell you one thing. They're a peculiar folk. How peculiar, you ask? Well, just let me tell you. They're... Sigh. Beg pardon, friend. My memory's just not what it used to be. I've seen much and more in my adventuring days, and it's all clutter in my noggin now. Though I've shared my stories with those around the hut before, you might have more luck with them. You might have more luck getting rid of abominable intelligences using the, you know, my Firefox thing, which I have not set up. One sec. Where are you? Stream manager. There we are. Ban. El Waka Lome. There we go. And for good measure, on restream, add to block list. And there we go. Be gone, thought! There. Oh wait, right, I already read that. Isabel Hawthorne. The Sylphs? Yes, Father's told me his stories plenty of times, but I've always found most captivating is how their concept of etiquette is almost completely alien to our own. You do best not to underestimate them on account of their childlike looks, lest your face end up a mess of glyphs, squiggles, and chocobo scratches. Blazette. The quickest way to a quiver woman's heart might be through her stomach, but don't even think of trying to force your foodstuffs on a Sylph. They sustain themselves simply by bathing in the sun, or so Rolf once told me. The Sylphs? Inveterate tricksters and troublemakers, that's what they are. One day they're drawing more ball faces on our masks, the next they are sending our young sentries falling to the bottom of a ravine. Tell them to stop and they just laugh at you. Rolf claims they harbor no ill will, but I dare say such pranks are no laughing matter. Yeah, believe it or not, Bo has feelings about the Sylphs. which is to say he's not a big fan of fey creatures in these games. You run into them like 3 times throughout the story of Final Fantasy XIV. That is to say, different iterations of fey. And suffice to say, dealing with them is not fun each time. The sylphs are the least offensive, mostly because they're kind of just defending themselves through illusions. But then there's the Moogles, who really just want you to do the busy work for them and, like, gussy it up in, like, grandeur to make it sound like they're not basically getting you to do the chores they can't be arsed. And then there's the Pixies and the Undine in, or whatever they're called, in Shadowbringers, who, the less said about them, the better. They fuck with you some. He ended up having to call upon a Pixie using in-game chat several times and was starting to get flustered because while he's not dyslexic, he's borderline dyslexic. And, like, getting the syntax right for the game sometimes can be frustrating. And the, no, they're not called the Undine. I can't quite remember what their name is. But it's basically water fae. They try to drown you. You're just lucky enough to have, like, an expansion prior, acquired a blessing that made it so that you can breathe underwater and never have to worry about drowning ever again. Of course, hearing your stories, well, my stories, has brought the memories flooding back to me. I feel like dancing. Yes, nothing brings people together quite like a little toe tapping. A sylph told me long ago that dancing is a time-honored greeting among their kind. You do well to remember this. It just may help win the favor of our forest friends. Oh, still here, eh? Great. There's one more thing you should know about the sylphs. They don't take kindly to guests who show up empty-handed. To earn their trust, you do well to bring along, what was it? My wife Rosa and I were just speaking of a matter not days ago. Forgive me, friend. Speak to Rosa at the comb. Her memory should prove more reliable than my own. Yeah, see, this is what I mean by the statement, he's forgotten more than I'll ever know. It's like, yeah, it's great that he's forgotten more, but does he know more? Or are we dealing with an old man who's senile and people are just worshipping at his feet? A peace offering for the sylphs. Were it anyone else, I'd recommend a jar of honey, but I fear that wouldn't get you past the doorstep, dear. No, their tastes run more to the unusual. Are you perchance familiar with milkroot? That's what we call the root of that most fiendish seedkin, the ochu. When chewed, it exudes a cloudy liquid that's said to induce curious visions in the imbiber. You'd not catch me dead trying the stuff, but the sylphs seem to enjoy it to no end. I've not seen an ochu around the comb in quite some time, but I did encounter a suspicious clump of grass the other day. Were you to stimulate it somehow with some of this amber syrup, for example, you might be surprised at what comes out. Good luck. Amber syrup, I'm curious. Alchemical compound used to quicken seedkin growth. Ah, okay. Be gone. Be gone. Fuck off. Flash! Flying away now, flying away now, flying away. Oh, went past. Ah, you're back. Was my wife able to direct you to a suitable offering? Milk root! But of course, those selves quaff that cloudy stuff as quick as I do a flagon of mead. The effect's just about the same as well. Any road, a gift of milk root will have the selves calling you friend and brother the moment they lay eyes on it. We'll wrap that up for you. Starting to feel a bit woozy. I've taken the liberty of wrapping your milk root well and good. This should keep it nice and fresh. Not to mention spare you from the god's awful stench. The sylphs love the stuff, but me, I'd rather bury my nose in chocobo dung. I dare say the reek even rivals the breath of the moorball that put an end to my adventuring days. But I can tell you that story another time. You've more important things to attend to today. Yes, the sylphs are an eccentric bunch, but I've shared their company enough to know they are kind at heart. They'll not shun one whose intentions are true. May your parley be a fruitful one, friend. And do stop by on your return. There's a flagon of full flower mead with your name on it if you regale me with your adventuring tales. Ah, and afore I forget, don't go traipsing off just yet. Ameline here would have a word with you. Travel in safety, friend, and do pass along my regards to the winged ones. I was looking for a scene in Char's counterattack for a meme, but I saw the English dub of Char saying, Lala could have been a mother to me, and Amuro is like, a mother, in such a horrid, disgusted tone. I was wheezing. Yeah, there's a fucking reason people, like, meme on the idea that, like, Amuro cringed so hard that it caused Axe's shock. Because, like, that happens basically immediately afterwards. Good to see your knowledge of Sylphic culture has matured. I see no reason to delay your mission any further. Upon your arrival at Little Solace, seek out a young sylph by the name of Komuxio. He has served as an intermediary between our peoples on many an occasion, and has the close ear of his tribe's elder. I see that Hawthorne has furnished you with some of that malodorous root the sylphs so adore. I have something of far greater import for you to deliver. A missive from the Elder Seedseer herself. To summarize the letter's contents in brief, it vouches for the integrity of our envoy, that would be you, and restates Gridania's desire to maintain a harmonious relationship with our long-standing friends of the forest. The war with the Ixal has taken a toll on our resources. We can ill afford to get mired in another conflict. I need not impress upon you any further the importance of this mission. May the 12 see you return with good tidings. Yeah, Char's counterattack is a weird experience. Like, it was an okay film, but it was certainly not my preferred Gundam experience. I found it kind of bizarre, and being told after the fact that the reason for that is quite literally because it's based off of a novel, which, like, you're essentially only seeing, like, the second half of it, and, like, the, like, intro part of it is, like, stuff that picks up, like, not long after Zeta Gundam. Yeah, there's also that, like, all those, like, really weird moments, like, Char, like, standing there trying to, like, will Amuro to notice him. Quest is an entire fucking, like, what is even wrong with you, bitch? Why are you around? Go the fuck away. Nobody wants you here. Literally fucking nobody. She is, like, by far the most ludicrous character in, like, you know, Char's counterattack. Like, she's so ludicrous everybody's like, what the fuck is with this sassy lost child, except Hathaway. And he gets an entire series dedicated to how Quest was a bad influence on him. Walking One is not familiar to this one. This one does not trust strange walking ones. Strange dancing ones might be a different story, but this one expects no such thing. Walking One should go home and leave this one be. Dance. This one would welcome Walking One who moves like these ones. If Walking One would talk to this one will answer. This one is a busy one, so Walking One should speak with a quick tongue. Walking One would bring gift to this one. Walking One is most kind. Walking One brings Milkroot. Milkroot fills this one with great joy. This one gives thanks. Gives many, many thanks. Walking One carries message for Elder One. This one will deliver the message to Elder One. Walking One should not worry. Hello there, we're envoys from Gridania and we're here to treat with your people. Aye, we come to pay our respects to your elder and learn from him more of your Lord Ramu. Who are these ones? These Walking Ones come from Gridania. Walking One became a dancing one and brought Milkroot, but Walking One tricked this one. This one does not like tricks. This one will speak no more. Elder One is busy. Walking Ones should go home. Go home, you say, but the Sylphs of Little Solace have always welcomed Gridania's envoys with open wings. The letter carried by Merylfader here is an oath of peace penned by the Elder Seedseer herself. Still, you would refuse us. This one's reasons are no business of Walking One. Elder One has no words for Gridania. Walking Ones waste everyone's time. Well, I never turned away at the gates. Whatever did we do to deserve such a rude welcome? Was Merylfader's jig insufficiently jiggy? I'm as baffled as you, but something tells me recent events have our erstwhile fluttery friend feeling uncommonly wary. It would seem we've no choice but to ask around and see how we might earn their trust. Say, Merylfader, are you in the mood for dancing? That's right, dancing. You went through all that trouble to learn the Sylph's traditional greeting, but you've greeted hardly any of them. Why, if I were a Sylph, I'd be beside myself with the delight to see an adventurer expressing an interest in my culture. Me, of course, I'd be happy to join. Ow, ow, there goes those bloody leg cramps of mine acting up. Oh, Walking One knows Jolly Dance. Jolly Dance fills this one with good cheer. Let these two be friends. Oh, right, I don't know that dance. Do we know any other dances? Step dance. Yeah, it won't work. Dance. Walking One would be a friend to these ones. This one is overjoyed, but this one keeps the ways of weaving a secret. Even if Walking One learned the secret, Walking One could not weave in the same way. Flash dance. walking one is a friend to these ones? A friendly, like, gracious elder one of Forest City. Knows how to dance into these ones' hearts. Fader, would you like to hear the good news or the better news? The good news is that your lovely dancing has brought smiles and high spirits to all of Little Solace. The better news, why I've thoroughly recovered from those accursed leg cramps. Onward to our next adventure. Fader, as an adventurer, you're no stranger to helping distressed folk, I'd wager. Tales of good deeds are quick to spread. The adventurer who comes to the aid of the local populace can go from stranger to hero overnight. No doubt you see what I'm getting at. The Sylphs who make their home in Little Solace do so having been driven from their woodland home. Surely they have their fair share of troubles. Seek out troubled Sylphs and see what might be done to ease their worries. A sound plan, would you not? That said, the Sylphs are not known to share their worries with outsiders. You'd be better off inquiring with Hura Imedia of the Gridanians who reside here. She is most likely to be privy of the Sylphs' troubles. Praise be to the elementals. I cannot express how happy I am to see an adventurer with a truly gentle heart. The Sylphs of Little Solace are sorely in need of your aid. Pray, hear me out. Being a temporary settlement, Little Solace wants for amenities. Not least a stout set of defenses. Consequently, beasts from mounds around are free to wander in and terrorize the hapless residents. The Ziz Gorlins and Gall Gnats that roam these parts are especially troublesome, but slaying one of each should serve as a warning to the rest. Furthermore, perhaps you could gather 3 brownie bushes as well. Play an important role in Sylphic culture. I do not claim to know the details, and what with such feral beasts prowling the forests, they're not easily come by. When you are done with the deeds, seek out Camuxio. He is slow to warm to outsiders, but your good intentions will not be lost on him. My own experiences speak to this. Brownie bush, does whatever a brownie kush. Hey Dad, it's the good kush. This is the dollar store. How good could it be? Yeah, it's a classic. Shit, it did indeed melt. And all eyes will be upon us. Ah, no, paralysis. I could have probably interrupted that, but it's been a while since I got a feel for my button mapping. God damn it. Yay, free poetics. How long? Okay, there we go. Honestly, one vine that was always kind of fond of. It's so fucking random, but I always bust a gut laughing because of just how ridiculous it is. It's just some chick sleeping somewhere, and somebody walks up to her and starts pouring water on her face, and she's just like, as she's got water just like pouring down her face, she's like, hello? And like, it's like a fucking character from fucking Oblivion. You fucking walk up to somebody who's sleeping and just like click on them, and they're immediately like, hello? Dancing One is still here. Dancing One can dance all day. This one's trust is not so easily earned. Dancing One brings brownie bushes for this one. This one can dye thread once more. This one is pleased. Dancing One kills bitey, buzzy ones. This one hates bitey, buzzy ones. Dancing One is kind. Too kind. Many walking ones come to these one's abode, but few are friendly like Dancing One. Perhaps this one was wrong not to trust Dancing One after all. This one asks Dancing One for forgiveness. These ones have many troubles since walking ones last came to our abode. This one must be careful, always careful. But Dancing One is not like the other ones. This one can trust Dancing One. This one would ask Dancing One for help. Strange walking ones with bodies of steel come to the home of these ones. This one thinks steel ones come from an empire. Where empire goes, many living ones become dead ones. Trees fall and bushes burn. These ones' home is in danger. Danger! This one begs of Dancing One to help this one no more. Dancing One is friends with these ones and walking ones, yes? Dancing One must speak to these ones here and walking ones in Hut House and find out more. This one has bad feelings. This one fears steel ones are after something. But this one should speak no more. Go, Dancing One. This one depends on kindness of Dancing One. The Sand Guardian. Yeah, that's an absolute classic. I also like that one where the dudes are like, what was it? Hitting it back at Duncan's, and then proceeds to do like a double flip and slap the sign off the wall. He absolutely got banned from that Duncan's for that. There was also another one that lives rent-free in my head. I even remember the creator. I thought you... I'm a lesbian. I thought you were American. But yeah, like, there was another one under the creator name Sarah Shower. Her whole thing was that she, like, worked as, like, as a waitress. And she would basically, like, imitate the people who, like, come in and be like, yo, lady, y'all got water? No, kind sir. We wash all our hands and dishes with lemonade. Yo, lady, do you work here? No, I just bought this company's entire uniform from Goodwill. Just shit like that. Or like referencing the very weird eccentricities of her more country like family members. Like her grandmother telling her like she's all like, Sarah, yesterday we had to, a cow rolled over on the cat who was sleeping, and we had to scrape her off the side. You know what I'm talking about? No, I don't know what you're fucking talking about. What the hell? You're just like, and so on and so forth like that. It was just like. Oh, Christ. Strange steel walking ones. Yes, this one is seen. Still walking ones carry big boxes. Maybe walking ones hunt for shiny treasures. This one likes treasure. My guy needs an umbrella. But I just spent like nearly 1 million gil on glasses. Shush! Shush, this one says, feel walking ones are scary, like touched ones. This one hates scary, and scary ones have scary friends. When she says touched ones, she means others of her species who've been touched by the radiance of Rama and no longer have their proper thoughts about them. 2 shots of vodka pours more than 2 shots of vodka. Oh. Yeah, I remember there was like this cooking show where this like woman who was like a state governor's like wife did stuff, and occasionally she'd do like mixed drinks, and you could tell she liked her drinks because she would just like pour a ridiculous amount of like vodka into like the glass before any other ingredients. Men clad in strange armor. Why, now that you mention it, I did see some suspicious types of late. They were gathering deep in the forest. I simply assumed they were adventurers. Some types clad head to toe in steel, you say? Imperial soldiers, no doubt. I couldn't tell you what they are plotting, but I'm sure it's nothing good. Well, my glass gets emptied. So time to refill it. Lest I become just a smidge desiring for, le drink. Yeah, don't get me wrong. You know, YouTube shorts are fun and all, but I feel like the amount of humor jam-packed into 6 seconds, was almost absurdly high. And I don't really do TikTok. Like, it never really has been my thing. Mostly because I find the UI annoying. This one is happy to see Dancing One in return. did Dancing One learn? This one sees steel walking ones come from Empire, carry boxes, and go walking deep through the trees. As this one thought, steel walking ones are up to nasty, no good things. This one knows forest well. Steel walking ones try to hide, but this one will find them. This one would borrow Dancing One's map. This one makes mark right here. This is where steel ones hide. This one knows. Dancing One will go looking for steel ones, yes? It's annoying because, like, I follow a lot of, like, health food, like, vloggers. Mostly because it gives me kind of, like, an idea of, like, some decent recipes to use. They're not going to make me skinny or anything like that, but they're healthier than just, like, eating whatever, and if they're, like, simple enough to make, why the fuck not? You know, it gives me, like, different ideas, things to try. But, like, there are certain decent ones who are only found on, like, Instagram or on TikTok. There's this one that's, like, not specifically a, like, health food vlogger, but she's, like, fitness and occasionally health food. And she's so fucking hilarious because, like, other videos will be like, did you know that if you do this, and she's like, what happens if I do that? And, like, following this dude and kind of just critiquing, like, the nonsense of the recipe. Especially because half the time they'll be like, do all this shit in this pan, even though you could have done it in a separate bowl. And doing it in one pan all at once is not just cumbersome, it causes spills. Mangetsu! Hakaze! I once annoyed Bo by, like, belting out fucking, like, really cringe translated titles for the samurai abilities, like sword cutting, grass cutting sword, or blade cuts shadows and shit like that. Dancing One is back. This one breathed sigh of relief. This one was worried. Dancing One found something? Dancing One found paper inside a box. This is a message from Empire. This one can read Walking One's symbols. Message paper has names of food and rocks. Food and rocks were inside boxes. This one knows. But this one does not understand. Food and rocks mentioned all come from home of these ones. What does Steel Walking Ones know to find them? Is there a sneaky one hiding behind this one's wings? Snooping ones selling secrets to Steel Walking Ones? This one fears for this one's home. Dancing One has helped this one much today. Dancing One must promise to always be friend to these ones. Helpful One arrives at a good time. This one needs helpful one's help. One of these ones named Claxio ventured outside of Little Solace alone. Alone is unsafe. Helpful One must find Claxio. Claxio struck west after leaving the settlement. Hurry before Claxio ends up in the belly of a beastly one. Man, I just got way distracted by my own thoughts. Anyways, what? Walking Ones wants this one to return to the solace? Don't make this one laugh. This one is weary of living with those who are not these ones. This one wants to be alone. These ones rely on Walking Ones for everything. No better than those ones that summoned a primal one. Small wonder this one chose to leave. This one thought this was a likely place to build a home. But then Meddling One arrives, forces this one to go deeper into the forest. Meddling One is forbidden from walking this one, or from following this one. Away with Meddling One. Forbidden, you say? Okay. What? Claxia refused to return to these ones and went deeper into the forest, but this one saw touched ones lurking in the forest. Helpful One must hurry. Hurry and find Claxio. Helpful One should search for spools of thread on the forest floor. Those things will lead Helpful One to Claxio. But hurry. Hurry before touched ones take Claxio away. Meddling One is back. This one told Meddling One to be gone. Tell Kambuxio that this one will never go back. Never. Touched ones. Touched ones should go away too. This one is good one. Everyone should just leave this one alone. Be on guard, Merylfader. These sylphs have been tempered, brought under the thrall of the primal Ramu. Akin to the Amaljas tempered by Ifrit, these sylphs exist only to serve their deity. They'll not answer to words, only steal. I take no pleasure in this, but it must be done. Claxia, these ones are your friends. Come with these ones. No, this one is a good one. We'll never go with bad one. Okay, so these little creatures, those are what are known as sylphs. The purple ones are those who have been tempered. That is to say, they were essentially radiated by the energy of their primal, which changes their, not really their brains per se, more like the entire elemental balance of their bodies. It's as good as mind control, though, because it basically means that you're predisposed towards that entity. And you essentially serve them in every way, shape, and form. At this point in the story, there is no way of fixing that. Those people are essentially, as far as you're concerned, outside of being saved. They cannot be saved. That's just the accepted fact by like the general public. You find this out in like the first engagement with a primal, where a bunch of people you were trying to save get blasted with his like fire, which doesn't kill them, it just changes them. And you're basically told after the fact that unfortunately the only thing that can be done for them is to mercy kill them. This one is safe. This one was so scared. Claxio! This one has been worried, so very worried. Is Claxio unharmed? Still in possession of wits? Clamuxio, and meddling one as well. Why are these two here? These two came to rescue Claxio. That Claxio is safe fills this one with joy. Clamuxio, forgive this one. This one did not mean to run away from Little Solace. This one was just afraid. These ones who live at Little Solace were changing, becoming friendly with other ones. This one feared that these ones were forgetting who these ones are, like Touched Ones did. But this one was wrong. This one can see that now. Meddling, helpful one. This one is grateful. This one will return to Little Solace to be with Clamuxio and friendly ones. But yeah, those are basically... They're a form of Fae creature. Though the term Fae isn't really used on them at this point in the story, or at any other point in the story. They're similar to what are known as pixies in the Shadowbringers content, who come along later, and come from different origins. Well, that should see to that. What say we return to Little Solace as well? I, for one, could do with a nice hot bath. You imply that the sylphs have bathing quarters. This one thought Claxio was lost forever. Helpful one saved Claxio. Now these ones can be family again. This one has known many walking ones, even many kind walking ones, but Helpful one is kindest and strongest of all. Helpful one is a hero to these ones. Helpful one will bring these ones and walking ones closer together. This one no. This one would take Helpful one to see Elder One. But Elder One is... Cry. Le cry. This one must ask Kind One's forgiveness. This one made promise to take Kind One to see Elder One, yes? But this one cannot. This one cannot because Elder One is not here. Elder One is not anywhere. Elder One went into the forest yesterday, but has not come back. This one is worried. Elder One often goes into forest, but never for this long. Kind One will help find Elder One, yes? Near where Elder One disappeared is the home of a walking one named Buscaron. Buscaron may know what happened to Elder One. This one would talk to Buscaron, but walking ones do not always trust these ones. Would Kind One talk to Buscaron for this one? And Kind One comes from Gridania, yes? And Gridania live many kind ones, yes? This one begs of kind one. Please go to Gridania and ask fellow kind ones for help. And please hurry. These ones are not safe until Elder One returns. To New Gridania. Doop-de-doop-de-doo. Sword. 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 Wait, I went the wrong way. I'm stupid. Well, if it isn't our intrepid ambassador, how fare your diplomatic efforts with the Sylph tribes? The Elder's gone missing, you say? Why, if he were to end up in the hands of the Tempered Ones, we'd have a crisis on our hands. I can assure the Sylphs that my sharpest-eyed serpents will be on the lookout, not night and day. No stone must be left unturned. I would ask you to call upon Gia Mulko at the Bent Branch Meadows and deliver the message that the Wood Whalers are needed in the search effort. Bent Branch Meadows. Metarino. A message from Commander Hulo, you say? The Sylph Elder has vanished. Worry not, friend. The Wood Whalers have eyes under every leaf, behind every branch. If the Elder is anywhere in these forests, we shall find him. Okay. Buscaron's druthers. Buscaron is a good friend of ours, and there's no place like his for the latest gossip in South Shroud. The Sylphs are known to avoid the South Shroud. What could have compelled the Sylph Elder to come here? The question of motive must wait. Finding him is our foremost priority. With things relatively calm over in Little Solace, we can focus our search efforts on this area. Well met, adventurer. We have the finest grog and grub this side of the... Not here to fill your belly, then. Ah, a hunger for news, is it? Aye, there's been talk of Sylphs lurking about hereabouts, but I couldn't rightly say if it be the Elder you seek. Those woodland scamps all look alike, short of painting one red and another one blue. Most folk would struggle to tell two of them apart. If you've the time, mayhap you could stay a while and see what the gods have in store. You never know, you might even stumble across the Sylph Elder yourself. You can slap a beard on a Midlander, but they're still a twank. No word on the Sylph Elder yet, but I'm sure it's only a matter of time. In the meantime, how about doing a favor for old Buscaron in return? Right then, let's put you to work. There's a customer outside who's spoiling for a fight, and I need you to cool him off. No need to go cracking skulls, though. Just take this tub of cold water and douse the drunkard. Tends to do the trick. My patrons can swill grog all night in crowds loud enough to wake the dead if they wish, but as soon as it turns violent, I've got to put my boot down. Splash! Nafika's teeth, that's cold. What do you mean, no fighting? This Duskwhite scum was... Yeah, I know the rules. The bastard gets to keep his skin. For now. Thanks for stepping in there, friend. Not that I couldn't handle myself against a bleeding milksop like that bloke. I don't want to cause no trouble for Buscaron, you know, having to mop up blood and bits of teeth and the like. Why would he mop up shit from, like, the literal soil? Just pour water on it until the blood's gone. Nicely done, Marrow Fader. I'll not have my patrons picking fights with each other over a bit of petty prejudice. In case you didn't see, the bloke who caught the brunt of that outburst is a Duskwhite Ellison. There are people who shun cities to live in the wilds, making them no better than the brigands in the eyes of many. To be fair, the Duskwhites can be an unruly lot, but they ain't so bad once you get to know them. And it don't seem right to bar a whole race of people from the Druthers for the misdeeds of a few. There should be at least one place where anyone willing to pay the coin and drink in peace is welcome. Don't you think? I appreciate all the good you've done for our patrons. If you aren't disinclined, I have a favor of my own to ask you. There's a Quakiran friend of mine, you see, name of Tetaroon. A good lad. It was right after the calamity that I came across him fallen in the shroud. Nearly died in all the havoc, so I took him in and nursed him back to health, best I could. He worked here at me druthers for a spell after that. Got to talking about striking out on his own, he did, and not long after cast his lot with a merchant bound for Lenosia. Well, it just so happens I got cleaning up around here and came across something of his, the Scarlet Earring. I know he was fond of the thing, but he must have just forgotten it when he left, so I'd like to see that it gets to him. Can't say for sure where he ended up, but he might be a friend of mine can. A Rogden fellow named Bainsing. Pretty sure that's Sing. Bainsing. You can find him on Hawker's Alley in Limsa Laminsa. He knows everything of the comings and goings of merchants there. What's that? Slorp, slorp. Okay, he's this way. I'm pretty sure he's... No, that was Swo's Blay. How far away is he? Oh, he's over there. Yeah, I'm taking the crystal. Fuck walking. I am looking at your shit. Mountain linen hat. Mountain linen... Okay, that looks good. That looks good. When did that get made? Oh, that's Lobby gear. I've never seen that shit. And he's a scholar? Fuck. I'm gonna have to get that shit. I mean, I'm not usually for robes, but like, I like the sort of witch gear. Damn, that looks good. And the die. Okay, how about that? Ah, yeah, the parts that should die, die. Yeah, it's been a bit of a controversy. So they introduced double die channels for gear that you can put on your character. But unfortunately, a lot of like the earlier stuff has the most minuscule alterations to it. Like, there's like armor out there where like the secondary die channel affects, like... It affects, like, the fucking buttons. Like, who fucking thought that was wise? So lazy. You found your way into Ocker's Alley, friend. The Quickern, what worked at Druthers? Aye, you speak of Teteroon. Related to that Kyokyo Rune bloke just over there by some blood or another. Two of them putting together and we're making good coin, but old Teteroon up and left Limsel not long ago. Couldn't say as to why or where. You're better off asking Kyokyo himself. He can be a bit tight-lipped, though, I warn you. Best to take this chicken egg with you. Little bastard loves the bloody things. Good to hear about old Busk, though. Sounds as though he ain't changed a bit, just like him to send adventurer along. Too shy to come his own self. Gods, I miss drinking with that fool. Kyokyo. Customer, be welcome. Not customer, not come with custom. Kyokyo busy with business. Too busy for blather. Take this fresh fucking egg and suck on it. Chicken egg? Kyokyo love chicken egg. Love chicken egg more than love customer. Looking for Teteroon? Teteroon no here no more. Teteroon leave Teteroon go look for sparklies. Now working at Trading Post. Good Trading Post. Forget where Trading Post is. Weinberg no Teteroon. Weinberg no Trading Post. Weinberg at Ferry Docks. You go to Ferry Docks. Kyokyo forget things. Weinberg remember things. You're talking Weinberg, not Kyokyo. Wow. Teteroon? Nah, I've seen him. That is to say, I saw him. He was headed somewhere up north by way of a ferry to Airport. Might as well head there and see what you can suss out. The skipper here can take you there. When you arrive, I'd start by asking... Sorry. Ugh. I'd start by asking Aldfoot. He's an old hand what knows a great deal about a great many things. Teteroon? I saw him. That is to say, I seen him. He took himself north through Skull Valley into Oakwood. Was looking for a place run by his fellow Quickern. I reckon he meant the one right on the shore of Bronze Lake. Memoroon's Trading Post. Follow the road and you're sure to find it. Man, I forgot how long this chunk of the storyline is. Yeah, like, the early story of this game is good, but it is a little bit robust and has been trimmed down over the years. The patch content of A Realm Reborn suffers for being long in the tooth and a little bit, like, weirdly aimless until it all comes together, but it is also trimmed down over the years. It really genuinely comes into its own by Heaven's Word, though. For as much as, like, the story of, you know, A Realm Reborn kind of peters out a bit there, Heaven's Word genuinely is an excellent storyline. While there are kind of lengthy stretches of you going places and doing stuff, it's not seemingly kind of just, like, doing the most fetchiest of quests with no real, like, point to it. Customer be welcome. Not customer, not come with custom. Bring something for Teteroon. Teteroon, forget this. Forget it, druthers. Teteroon swore would never forget earring, but never forgot. Teteroon thank. Teteroon thank. Good Buscaron doing good. Good Buscaron good to Teteroon. Teteroon miss good Buscaron. Good Buscaron helped Teteroon. Teteroon dead without good Buscaron. Must give thank yous. Many thank yous. Teteroon make quick cure and fire water for Buscaron. Buscaron love fire water. You help Teteron make fire water. Need thingies to make. Need many thingies. Need coral whiskers. Need 3 coral pup whiskers. I'm gonna go around beating up cats. You know what? I don't like you people. And I don't like you, you just paralyzed me. God, I hate squirrels. They suck. They suck eggs. But yeah, for those who don't know, your Chocobo, which is your first mount in this game, getting access to riding a Chocobo gets access to ride any other mount. Flying comes later, so I can't remember if it, you know, at what point it unlocks. I think Heaven's Word. But, anyways, fucking, at some point, I think around level 50 or 40, you gain the ability to unlock the ability to have your Chocobo out as like a companion in battle. It's not an amazing amount of experience or tanking or healing, but they can literally be like ranked up to be one or the other. I'm not gonna make it in time. But it was worth a shot. This bitch can't kill me, though. Ah, pity. Teteroon make fire water for Buscaron. You bring thingies Teteroon need. brought all thingies. Teteroon make fire water now. Make good fire water for good Buscaroon. Teteroon, start making fire water now. Good fire water take time. More time, more good. You come back later. Teteroon, make fire water. Good fire water. You take to Buscaroon. Good fire water for good Buscaroon. Tell Buscaroon no drink now. Tell put away 1 year. 1 year make best flavor. Teteroon hopes Buscaroon happy. Teteroon gives Buscaroon thank yous. Many thank yous. You tell Buscaroon. Teteroon make big shop someday. Biggest shop in Eorzea. Make many sparklies. All thanks it is to good Buscaroon. Okay, back to Buscaron's brothers. Where'd I go? Right. Wet. Wet. Ah, you've returned. Thank you for seeing Teteroon's belongings to him. What's this? Me? Quick here and fire water. So he remembers my fondness for the drink, does he? Why that old... bloody hells. Who's cutting onions back here? He says to shelve it for a year, does he? That sounds about right. I hate to have to wait, but I reckon it'll be worth it. This stuff has an aroma and body unlike any other drink I know. Going to be a long year, would say you come back then, friend. We'll see if we can't make it through this bottle together. You never do come back for that bottle. If Buscaron had his druthers, he'd have an adventurer with whom to share talk of sylphs. There was word while you were back, or away. And sylphs were seen in the wood, but near no lands of their own. No, this was a place near to here, a place we've never known a sylph to come. Something must have given them cause to venture this way. More than like the missing sylphs and elders among them. Here, I've marked the tract where they were sighted on your map. Go see if there was something to be seen. Let's see if I can't get to the 1,000 maws of Totorak before the end of stream today. The one downside of doing all this content now, well, it's not really a downside, just like a minor nuisance. When you attack things that are like way below your level, they're immediately joined by upwards of something like 2 or 3 other entities. And you of course can't mount up while being attacked, so Imagine a dude just rounding a tree and shooting a fucking blade beam at you, and that's just how you die. Reminds me, I was watching Blade of the Demon Hunter, which is not to be mistaken for Demon Slayer. It's a seinen series with a similar tone. I was watching an episode of it last night. It was so weird because like most of it was like an illusion that the main character perceived, and he just like ends up being like, oh, perhaps there never was a demon. It's like, bitch, I think you gained the ability to create illusions from that. Shut up. So, was there aught to be found in the wood? What did you come to? Garleans? In this part of the Twelves Wood? Huh. First, Selves and now Garleans, and all in the same place. It cannot be mere coincidence. Might the Garleans be following the Selves? Tracking them or giving chase, mayhap? But no, not this far into the woods. The Whalers' spires are everywhere. Imperials could never have stolen past them all. How in the bloody hells could they... Unless someone guided them through. Someone who knew where the spires stand and when the Whalers watch. A Gridanian traitor. I'm glad you've come, friend. There's something I want to talk to you about. You know, I said I thought we might have a traitor in our midst. Someone as was aiding the Garleans. Well, I'm thinking I may have identified our suspect. There's a regular of mine who uses the used to dine on thin soup and sip his pint on account of not being able to afford another. But of late, he's taken to ordering my best wines and the finest cuts of meat I can lay my hands on. Were he a merchant, I'd probably think nothing of it, but this lad's a wood whaler. And wood whalers don't earn that kind of coin. By chance, I was musing on where the coin and money was coming from when you first told me about the Garleans in the forest, and I couldn't help putting two and two together. Suffice to say, if a whaler is working for the Empire, none of us is safe. The lad I'm talking about goes by the name of Laurentius. Last I heard, he was in the South Shroud. Find him, Marrowfader, and if he is up to no good, put an end to it. And him, if it comes to that. There you are. Can you not see him on patrol? Be gone. If you have business with the Whalers, take it to the barracks. Not long now. I think patrol routes and rations would fetch such a price. No more than I deserve, though. 'Tis little wonder the Empire has ridden such heights if only the Whalers paid men their worth. What did you... How long have you... Help! Please come quick, my friends. It is I, Laurentius. I am under attack. Slash! How did you just... I know nothing. I was on patrol. He just appeared. I thought you were working for the Garleans. That's the bard trainer. Well, time for a duty. How long do you mean to keep this up? What is it you imagine I've done? Enough! Enough, I say! It's over then. I sold maps and rations to the Empire. It was I. Meant no harm. I only wanted the coin. The Whalers are good, strong. I was proud to join their ranks. Am proud. But they do not provide. They preach justice, honor, duty, but in the end it is those with money who do as they will, who live as they will. So I've sought an opportunity to change my fortunes and took it. All I've done for money. Endangered myself, my home, everything and everyone I love. Why my actions have put your life in danger too. Though you do not realize how much. Bloody idiot. Did you imagine that you would be cornered? It is not I who is cornered. Garleans, I've brought the rogue bastard. Permit me a question, if you will. Are all adventurers so deluded as to believe they can challenge the power of Garlemald? You would need a veritable mountain of gil to fund such an endeavor. Such is the cost of fighting great power, or of making it, or of remaking it as we will Gridania. That's the way of it. Swap your hard bunk at the barracks for a feather bed in Garlemald, did you? You there, Rogden. You stand here at old Busk's wish, no? Then you don't stand alone. If you're probably wondering who the fuck these people are, these are poachers. Gridania's actually kind of got a mad poaching problem, which is to say they're either Duskwights or Moonseeker tribes of Mikote who believe that, like, hunting is, like, a major part of their culture. And the Gridanians would nip that in the bud because, unfortunately, the Shroud, post-Calamity, doesn't exactly host life as well as it once did. And a lot of animals are very desperately endangered. You mean to stand against the Empire with this red-bellied babble? Or rabble? Whatever. I'm not reading that mid-combat. Do. Man, I fucking hate Laurentius. You'll see why. This is the fight Buthgron wants. One, then the Coral Claws will fight it. Why you scum have no allegiances? Impossible. How did you best the Empire's finest? With bandits and poachers at your side. They're your sworn enemies. Why did they fight with you and not against you? Ah, but I know the answer only too well. Buskron, this is his doing. His words are wont to inspire men to act. Better men than I. Gods, what have I become? What have I done? I am sorry. No more will I pursue the folly. No more lies. No more bribes. I will go to the Order of the Twin Adder and confess my crimes. There's something I would like you to tell Boscaron. Tell him Laurentius the Fool says thank you. Feels as though the veil has been lifted from my eyes. Dude being allowed to turn himself in is, in my opinion, too light a treatment. Laurentius confessed to his crimes. I just had a word from the Twin Adder. Seems he marched straight into the nest and gave himself up. The lad's had quite a life, you know. His mother was killed by a brigand when he was only small. As a young man, he joined the Whalers, hoping to spare his fellow Gridanians the misery he'd known growing up. Trouble is, protecting Gridania is too big a job for one man, and he came to believe that he couldn't make a difference, that it was hopeless. There are few things more dangerous than desperation, and a man lost in the dark is easily drawn to the glimmer of coin. I reckon he thought that if he couldn't change the lot of his fellow man, he might as well change his own. Thing is, he was making a difference, just not on his own. Somehow, he'd failed to grasp one simple truth, that those things we cannot do alone, we must do together. He asked you to thank me, did he? There's good in him yet. I just hope them at the Adder's Nest are able to see it. What he's done ain't easy to forgive, but I'd like to think he'd be afforded a chance to make amends. But let us leave fates for the 12. I have other news for you, Merylfader. The Sylph Elder has been found. Taken us a fair old while, but we've finally got our hand on some reliable information concerning the whereabouts of your missing green friend. Ahem! His name is Frixio, and he is the eldest amongst the Sylphs of Little Solace. Long has he represented his kind in dialogue with the Gridanians. Yes, he's like a bridge between us and them, a small, leafy, green bridge that we can't find at the moment. And bridges are no use if you don't know where they are. That's why it's so important that we find him. There's an abandoned dungeon called the 1,000 Maws of Totorak here in the South Shroud. It was by the entrance to the place that Frixio was seen. And not long ago, neither. If you hurry, I reckon you'll find him. Walking Ones, please help this one! This one needs help! Needs help to help Elder One! Poor Frixio! Poor Frixio! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold your chocobos. Take a deep breath and tell us what's wrong, nice and slow. Elder One went into Totorak, but has not returned. This one is worried, so very worried. And you're right to be. The place fair crawls with nasties, waiting to make a meal of anyone daft enough to wander in. What in the seven hells was he thinking entering that bloody death trap? Elder One had no choice. Imperial Ones were chasing Elder One. Please, Walking Ones must help Elder One. Help Elder One now. The fates conspire against us. Forgive my pragmatism, but Frixio is our best hope of reaching an accord with the selves. Were we to lose him, all our efforts thus far will have been for naught. I will tend to her wounds. Ida must make haste to the Adder's Nest and request assistance. Understood. Merylfader, go to the 1,000 Maws of Totorak and see that Frixio comes to no harm. peace between man and self rests upon your success. Okay, well, I have to go talk to Bloiserant. Lest I go into there without actually... Yeah, I've gone into dungeons and done shit and then come out and be like, oh, I needed to talk to somebody first. Fug. By order of the Elder Seedseer, the dungeon known as the 1,000 Maws of Todorak has been placed under the control of... What? The Sylph Elder is inside. Are you sure of this? How in the seven hells did he manage to sneak by? God strike me down for a purblind fool. It might be the mask. You must find the Sylph Elder before he falls prey to the fiends within. Entrance to Todorak is ordinarily restricted, but these are exceptional circumstances. Pray, assemble a rescue party and enter as soon as you are ready. Wah. Bogo's binted. What? Wah. Unrestricted. There we are. Because fuck me, I'm not doing even remotely like, yo, a fucking group up for this. Thousand Maws of Todorak has received improvements, but I still get, like, mildly triggered by its very existence. No thank you. It used to have, like, a winding path and, like, a kind of nebulous nature to it, but also it's one of the weakest of the early, like, leveling content dungeons. But you see it a lot. Especially because without, like, the leveling buff, you end up having to do it a bunch. It used to be one of those ones that you could kind of wall-to-wall, though. Until they put deliberate stopgaps, and to that I say, good. As a healer, I fucking say good, because too many people are like, why are you just healing? Why aren't you doing DPS? Well, sweetie, because you fucking, you fucking shrivel in the face of any like, damage whatsoever. Christ. I guess. Oh, shit. Hey, Manda. That's a lot of people. How are you doing? Welcome, Raiders. My name is Paladin Ashe, though Manda knows my Mandra Monster knows my first name. I'm a variety streamer. I stream for the most part 4 days of the week, and just whatever appeals to me. That's all. That's my intro. I'm currently playing Final Fantasy XIV's New Game Plus experience, hence why I'm just walking through these monsters. But anyways, how was your stream, Mander Monster? What were you streaming? That sounds like fun. Peak's actually really enjoyable, Friendslaw. It's a simple experience, but still, like, yeah, one that requires skill. Yeah, a 10-hour stream kind of requires a break, like, more than just, like, the occasional, like, you know, going to the bathroom. I hope you are, like, eating something occasionally, like, on stream, so you don't, like, starve yourself. That's, like, a long-ass stream. What did he bring? Bowl of owls. What's that look like? Do I not have that? I don't have Archer unlocked, so probably not. I've got no space in my inventory. Throwing out this food. I will never use it. Oysters on the half shell. Why is this in... Man. I'm gonna have to consider how to bake, you know, elemental... Oh, right, yeah, now I remember. Hey, honey. Yes, my bags are in fact a disaster. Though I'm sure you were not shocked to learn that one. In this case, it's more just like rapid leveling a character and then just not attending to them. Like, look at all this shit. Most of this is because, like, I kind of just, like, acquired it along the way and had no place to put it. Seizures! Oh, the seizure. Oh, shit. The mighty slayer of Ifrit comes now to me. With a countenance that bespeaks understanding. An intriguing power, the Echo. I must needs choose my words with care. He's all like, oh shit, I can't talk shit about you in Spanish. I guess I'll have to, like, actually mind my manners.
Mayhap I might if I deign to speak in my guest crude tongue. We meet at last. I am La Habrea of the Asians, servant to the one true God.
Shit, he's Christian. I kid.
Is a most fantastical tale, truly absorbing. It is a tale to tell Eorzea's children before bedtime, and it will soon be dark, bringer of light.
The Dark Minions.
All that stands between this world and
you know,
darkness
I don't
is an
disagree.
Earth's anomaly in the ether. The
I think
Echo.
something was lost when, like, you know, the the fucking
is a most fascinating
Protestant, Reformation or whatever happened.
It must needs come
And
to
like,
an end. But
Protestants were like, the best way to be a priest is to look like a dude in jeans.
Here, feel the presence of evil.
I'm sorry.
end of your
A
tale
Realm Reborn
is but the
Heidelin
beginning
kind of
of
sounds like she's
another.
killing herself
The
off while
tale
she's
of the
doing her lines
crystal's
sometimes.
demise.
She's just like, feel the presence of evil. I will say, I do not dislike the A Realm Reborn Heidelin, but considering we got Aveline Valen's voice actress for Heavensward and Onward, bam! He's summoning the tick that makes you allergic to hamburgers. Oh shit, he's one of those people who wants to get rid of meat eating by introducing alpha gal to people. That's how we'll get people to not eat meat. We'll make them have anaphylactic shock from it. I turn that on for when I'm like entering cutscenes for with actual like voiced audio. It kind of gives it a cinematic feel. Finally, fresh air. Oh, maybe not so fresh, but better than before. A sinister one is gone. This one can leave this awful place. Did Walking One vanquish the many-legged one? This one is grateful to Walking One. This one is called Frixio, eldest of these ones of little solace. Seizure! Ah! Alpha Squad reporting, sir. Nothing of note at Lark's call, sir. Understood. Return to Area 12. Damn it all. Where is that cursed icon hiding? Man, I wish to God we could get their fucking plate armor. We're never gonna get it because the Garleans are proper defunct as like an empire now. No sign of our wizened friend? I'm afraid not, my lord. Shall I order that the search perimeter be expanded? Absolutely not. We risk alerting the Gridanians to our presence. His Excellency bid us avoid unnecessary confrontation. Loath I am to admit it. I have found no evidence to suggest that Rama will be gracing the mortal realm in the near future. I ask you, what good is a god who does not grant one's wishes? Were I a sylph, I should strongly consider myself finding another idol. Which reminds me, what of the sylphs we captured? A handful of them seemed to be in reasonable good health when last I looked. Apologies, my lord. I fear we may have been overzealous in our efforts to compel them to summon their icon. Really, Centurion? Were you not aware that vegetables bruise easily? It is well that I do not entrust you with the important task of making my dinner. Well, mayhap it was a kindness. Better dead, in truth, than dead to one's own god, I suppose, if you believe in such things. Dawn is upon us. Make ready to withdraw. Useless. We are so close to completion I can fair taste it. But at this rate... No, I must be patient. Our efforts will bear fruit in due time. What was it you always said? Ah, yes. Though it mean bringing down the very heavens, who shall challenge the limits of possibility if not we? In that alone were you right, Garland. But your star is long fallen, while mine doth begin to rise. And it shall burn so bright that Lord Van Baelsar's ultimate weapon will seem a mere candle beside it. Those walking ones did for Noxia. This one is certain of it. This one fears that other taken ones also suffered the same fate. This one is convinced. Walking ones have black hearts, seek only to harm these ones. Walking ones are not to be trusted. Now, Neuraxia. Do not pass judgment too hastily. Not all walking ones are alike. Though there are evil ones among them, there are good ones also. Oh, the seizure. Does walking one feel unwell? This one would know. What brings walking one to this place? Came to this one's rescue at Neuraxia's bidding, then this one owes walking one a debt of gratitude. Walking one has questions about Lord Rama, then this one will provide answers. But first, let these ones quit this lightless place. This one will return to little solace. When walking one is ready, please come and see this one. These ones may speak properly then. Then it is settled. Let this one accompany walking one outside. Okay, that would be Hawthorne. Oh. Fuck. I was supposed to talk to Buscaron. Okay, that's concerning. Is the stream still going through on the Twitch end? Might just be my browser fucking up on that side. Ah, you're back. Tell me the Sylph Elder as well. Thank the gods for that. I don't rightly know what to make of the rest of your tale, but I'm glad a full glad FFXIV didn't come to any harm. Ah, but there I go, tempting fate. Run over to Little Solace and secure us peace with the Sylphs before aught else befalls us, eh? Best assured I'll send word to our friends of Charlian and the Twin Adder both. You've done Gridania a great service this day, lad, and earned yourself a place of honor here at the Druthers in so doing. Be sure to come by whenever you feel like a drop of Quigiran firewater. Say, friend, there's something I'd like to ask you to see delivered to the Sylphs of Little Solace. This is Zama Rose Oil. It's a gift to celebrate the safe return of their tribe's elder, and a token of Gridania's desire to unite. The wood is not what it once was. The calamity changed the elementals, weakened them. Until their strength is returned, we must lend them ours to keep the woods safe. But ours alone will not be enough. We must have the strength of the Sylphs as well. Only by working together and fighting together will we survive together, and the 12's wood with us. The gift I ask you to bear is a symbol of the hope that both Gridania and Sylph alike will live to see the light beyond this darkness. Okay, now I can go to the Hawthorn Hut. A gift from Walking One Buscaron. A gift for these ones. A fragrant oil pressed from the freshly harvested Azama rose hips. Such a lovely scent. This one has never smelled anything like this before. Walking One Buscaron and Adventuring One are very kind. Know that this one is deeply grateful. Many Walking Ones are scary. Many Walking Ones utter many lies and much deception. But this one is moved. Let all these ones be friends forever. This one has been expecting Walking One. This one fetches Elder One. This one is pleased to see Walking One again. Welcome to the home of these ones. Ah, there you are, Marrowfader. We have just been hearing tell of your deeds of daring do. Well done. Ah, the Walking Ones aided Naraxia. This one is grateful. A pleasure to have been of service. If you do not mind my asking, how did your misadventures come about? This one does not mind. The misadventures, as Walking One calls them, of this one began when Imperial Ones entered the wood. Fearing trouble, these ones decided to watch Imperial Ones closely. But these ones watched too closely, and Imperial Ones noticed and tried to catch these ones. Having nowhere else to hide, this one fled into Totorak. Would that this one had not. In Totorak, a sinister one, robed in black, tried to feed this one to a many-legged one. Sinister one robed in black. Why do I have a feeling I should be more worried about that than I am? Elder FFXIV, we come to you as emissaries of the nation of Gridania. This missive bears the words of the Elder Seedseer. This this one sees, so Walking One of Gridania are fearful of Lord Rama. Plainly put, yes. Your people summoned the Lord of Levin, but once, yet that single occurrence occasioned great alarm. But it's not as if the Gridanians dislike you or anything. Actually, it's just the opposite. They think of you as friends, and they don't want anything to get in the way of that. That's why the Elder Seedseer wrote to you. This one well knows and respects Horned One Khan Esena. But, or be assured, like Walking Ones of Gridania, these ones have no desire for conflict. These ones resorted to summoning Lord Rama to protect the wood from Imperial ones. This one counseled against doing so, but was not heeded. Against this one's wishes, Lord Rama was summoned, and all those ones who took part became touched. These ones want so desperately to turn touched ones back to normal, but did not know how, and still do not know. Touched ones, meanwhile, wanted to turn these ones into touched ones, and did know how. So this one led to little solace with all those ones who did not wish to be bound to Lord Rama. But Walking Ones of Gridania need not fear touched ones or Lord Rama. Unlike other primal ones, Lord Rama is not callous and cruel. So long as Walking Ones do not trespass on these ones' ancestral homeland, where touched ones reside, Walking Ones will not suffer thunderous judgment. But this one has spoken enough of touched ones. This one would speak instead of these ones. As this one said, these ones desire peace with Walking Ones of Gridania, and so these ones asked for the chance to set things right. By way of an addendum, mortals who are tempered come to take on the qualities embodied by the primal in question. In the case of Sylph, Rama's influence has made them fiercely protective of their homeland. That explains why they're so hostile towards trespassers, but what about the abductions? A fine question, Ida! The abductions are, I believe, an expression of the tempered Sylph's desire for reconciliation. Another quality traditionally associated with Rama. In the crudest manner imaginable, they seek to bring their fellows back into the fold, a timely reminder that the challenges posed by each primal are unique. Elder Frixio, we thank you for making your will known to us. The people of Gridania will rest easier in the knowledge that they and the Sylphs are united in their desire for peace. Wishing to cooperate, this one has written down the feelings of these ones. Please see that these feelings are conveyed to Horned One, Khan Esena. And with that, I believe we can lay the matter of Rama to rest. That self-elder is very reasonable, I must say. You could learn a lot from him. Was that a jibe? If so, I feel it only fair to observe that one of us wouldn't recognize reason if it punched her in the nose. Did I say fair? I meant reasonable. Anyway, we're going to head back to the Waking Sands and tell Minfilia all about it. Fear not. We will be sure to mention the instrumental part you played in all of this. And while we see to it, we should appreciate if you would deliver Frixio's missive to the Adder's Nest. Elder Frixio, we humbly thank you for your time. It has been an honor. The honor is this one's. Together, let the Walking Ones of Gridania and these ones find a way to live in peace. Please wait. Walking One Marrowfader. This one has yet to give Walking One a token of this one's appreciation. When these ones summoned Lord Rama, these ones were gifted this crystal. This one would now bestow the crystal upon Walking One as a symbol of these ones' trust. This one was not mistaken about Walking One. Walking One is destined to walk a fate far crueler than this one can imagine. A brilliant light from within Walking One enveloped the crystal. From within Walking One enveloped the crystal. This one saw. Mark this one well. That crystal will one day be of use to Walking One. Walking One must keep that crystal safe at all times. Before Walking One returns to Gridania, this one would ask Walking One to watch Touched Ones. So long as Touched Ones are not troubled, Touched Ones will not make trouble. If Walking One witnesses Touched Ones making no trouble, mayhap Walking One can testify to Walking Ones of Gridania that these ones mean no harm. These ones' homeland is fraught with danger. This one marks down safe places to look out for Touched Ones. Okay. It's a Gridania. Right. He's over here, so I don't need to port anywhere. Ah, if it doesn't Marrowfader, how went the meeting with the Sylphs? A missive from the Sylph Elder himself, if I may. So the Sylphs have no desire for conflict, nor do they intend to summon Ramo. And so long as we leave the Tempered Ones be, we need not fear any aggression on their part. The Elder Seedseer will be overjoyed to hear that the Sylphs have welcomed our overtures, and in the knowledge that they bear us no ill will, we may channel our resources towards tackling the more conspicuous threats to our security. You've done this nation a great service, my friend. On behalf of all Gridanians, I give you my thanks. The Sylphic folk have long been friends of Gridania. The mere thought of being at war with them pained the Elder Seedseer to no end. But owing to your efforts, she will be able to rest easier. Being the benevolent soul that she is, my lady will surely try to find a way to reverse the tempering process. Once again, I thank you. Had the Scions of the Seventh Dawn not offered to mediate between our people, Suspicions and doubt may well have led us into needless conflict. Pray, pass on my regards to Lady Minfilia. Hello? Hello, Malfader? Can you hear me? It is I, Minfilia. Ida and Papalymo returned some little while ago, and they wasted no time in regaling me with the tale of your exploits. Thanks in large part to you, the name of one primal may be struck from our list of enemies, and the Gridanians may turn their attention to more pressing matters. Well done. Yet the end of one tale is but the start of another. Pray, return to the Waking Sands at your earliest convenience. I would apprise you of the present situation in person. Before I do that, I need to quickly hit the rest station. Be right back. And I'm back. Boop, boop, doop. Okay, so I gotta go to Lanosia. Ul'dah would be like the classic approach, but Lanosia has like a quick route to the Waking Sands, which is you just go over here, the Arcanist Guild, and talk to the skipper. Red Camp. My guess, Red Camp. Well, if it isn't my favorite adventure, welcome back, Malfader. Lady Minfilia awaits you within the Solar. Please enter at your leisure. I am given to understand that the matter of Rama has finally been resolved. I fear resolve bespeaks a permanence we cannot rightly claim. Yet I am well satisfied that the Lord of Levin will not trouble us in the foreseeable future. Your satisfaction is assurance enough for me. How fares the investigation? Well enough. Thancred is sparing no effort. They are many and one, just as you suspected. Their purpose, however, eludes us still. I see. Ah, I've been meaning to ask. But does Ali say quite well? Feel as if I've scarcely seen her in recent days. Oh, you haven't, nor have I. Alas, Alice has chosen to walk her own path, stubborn girl, but you may be assured that our destinations remain the same. And on that note, I take my leave of you. I trust the Baldessian report will serve you well. I take it we can proceed as discussed? Why do you ask? You scarce need my permission to act. It is good to see you again, Meryl Fader. I've been looking forward to congratulating you on your triumph in the Twelveswood. Owing to your efforts, conflict has been averted. Truly, you have done the Scions proud. With that, we can strike Rama from the list. So who's next? Sahagin and Leviathan? The Lord of Whirl has not answered his minions' call of late, nor is he expected to do so in the near future. While the Sahagin remain as aggressive as ever, they lack the quantity of crystals required to call forth their god. As with the Selfs, we can leave them to their own devices, for a time at least. For a time bears repeating. We can ill afford to fall complacent. It is as Y'shtola says. Unless we know the minds of the beast tribes, we cannot predict with any certainty when next Primal will return to plague the land. This being the case, we must proceed with as much haste as prudence allows. Any word on Titan? The Maelstrom keeps the kobolds under constant observation. We shall hear from them ere long, you may depend on it. Indeed, so then, of all the known primals that have been active in recent times, we are left with... Gridania! Wait, I mean Garuda, who is the primal of the Ixal who lived near Gridania. Yes, that's what I meant. So many malms to cover. Would that there were a more efficient way to conduct our survey. Were he still with us, we should not have long wanted for a more practicable solution. She's not wrong there. Where in the worlds are you, Chief? But one sure step at a time. Henceforth, the Order of the Twin Adder will handle all matters pertaining to the Sylphs, under the sage guidance of the Seedseers. I bid you all enjoy a moment's respite. You have earned it. Is there something else, Meryl Fader? Beg pardon. A man named La Habrea, sporting a red mask and robed in black. Well preserved. Prior to the calamity, the Asians took great pains to remain hidden. Why would they choose to cast off their veil of secrecy now? Gods, this bodes ill. We must take advantage of the present lull in primal hostilities and investigate this La Habrea. Learn all we can of him and his designs. I dread to think... Shriek! I'm not going eek. It's too awkward. Then again, Shriek wasn't much better. Tataru! A sylph? In Thanalan? At long last, this one finds walking one, Marrowfader. This one is most dependable of these ones. Is sent. Oh, this one is most dependable of these ones. Is sent by Elder One Frixio to help walking ones. This one is called Neuraxia. This one comes as a friend. Let these ones be friends. Pleasure to meet you, Neuraxia. Ah, Marrowfader, pray do not concern yourself with my welfare. My current investigation has yielded some curious results, and at present I'm pondering how best to proceed. Remont. Excuse me, lad, this might sound strange, but you haven't by chance seen a fella what looks exactly like me. I'm looking for my twin brothers, see, and I heard they might have come through here. They could be dead for all I know. At least it feels like I've been chasing ghosts for an eternity. Live. Greetings, Scion. I call on behalf of the students of Beldessian. You may address me as Clive. Is there some reason you are still here? Please carry on. I am not here to see you. Biggie Smalls and Smally Biggs. If only Master Garland were still with us. He was a brilliant man full of life and purpose. Kind and generous, he taught us everything we know about engineering. Though, believe me, he could also be a very hard person to please. He would force us to completely rebuild devices if even a single flaw was discovered. You can only imagine what he'd say if he saw the tiny Bronco. People with masks can't be trusted. But Biggs and I wear masks all the time when welding. Knowest thou the import of the broken staff within the Solar? It fell from the grasp of Archon Louis Soir, the man who, in his abiding love for all of Eorzea, shielded us against the storm of the calamity. The stars wheel across the heavens and the skies brighten once more. The survivors gather and ignite a fiery dawn to build and burn away the flowering shroud. Ah, but Destiny, thou art beautiful. I'm starting to wonder if it's worth the hassle to prove who we was. I mean, maybe some folks would say, good on you, mate. Thanks for fighting to save Eorzea and whatnot. But I reckon most would ask what we've done for him lately, if not spit in our face for allowing Bahamut to blow up half the goddamn world. There are two types of Alamegans. Fools who wish to fight back but know not how, and cowards who've chosen to run from them, from their worries. The young man over there is a striking example of the former. Me, I'm the latter, or couldn't you tell? I'm to meet with the antecedents soon to discuss the matter of great import. Ayaba thinks it's about my first official mission. Suppose it would be good if it was yes. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm ready, but still. The masked man. I vaguely recall some Amalja ranting about something like that in the middle of a skirmish. Of course, I wasn't listened closely on account of the fact that their friends were trying to kill me. I don't mean to waste your time, friend, but that's the only thing what comes to mind. Ah, damn fucking sun. Walking ones from Ul'dah have not seen these ones before. This one knows. This one knows. Still, must walking ones make such screaming sounds when seeing this one's face? This one cannot get a wink impressed. Look, Neuraxia, I realize this makes no sense to you, but you must try to be more discreet. Years ago, a law was enacted in Ul'dah whereby... Please, just trust me and stay out of sight. Naraxia and I both wear a mask. We're going to get along famously. I just know it. As you have doubtless witnessed in your travels, the lands of Eorzea are gasping under the pall of a suffocating darkness. I must wonder if it is this darkness that invites disaster, or simply that disaster has left such a gloom in its wake. One thing is for certain, now is not the time to relax our vigilance. Okay. Then I shall depart for... oh. Nowheres, because I have to go talk with Minfilia. Yes, Tataru is ready to express her fright as she is to is as ready to express her fight as she is to express everything else. Not all of us are forged to the same steel as you, I'm afraid. But it takes all kinds to make a family, and it pleases me to no end to see ours continue to grow. One by one, the people of Eorzea are beginning to unite, Merylvader, drawn to the hope that shines within you. Yet a darkness threatens to engulf this light. Never have I doubted the Ascians' presence, but that they have grown so brazen as to carry out their work in plain sight fills me with a sense of deep foreboding. Alright. Broken into chapters. Okay. Part 3. Right, I believe it is part 3. Fuck you, game. Where do I have to go to enact this? Do you have to go outside? Because that would kind of blow. I have to wonder what became of the Waking Sands after a certain point. Okay. The game can do the shit behind my back now. I'm afraid there is no rest for the weary, Merylvader. We must delve further into the motivation of the masked man. The Ascians known as La Habrea. This is an ideal moment to do so, while our hands are not bound dealing with another primal. At present, we know little and less about the Ascians, only that destruction follows in their wake. I should not be surprised if these beings are behind the chaos that racks the realm. If my fears prove to be reality, we must do all in our power to stop them. Earlier, I sent word to each Grand Company to solicit cooperation. The Immortal Flames responded to the effect that they have informed on a potential sighting. This intelligence that we can ill afford to ignore. Go speak with Flame Commander Swift at the Hall of the Flames in Ul'dah to inquire further. How you go about the investigation thereafter, I leave wholly to your discretion. But whatever you do, never forget that we are dealing with the unknown. You cannot take too many precautions. Be safe, Merylvader. Hold on. All day. What is this outfit? It's hilarious. But Solly Hood. Ah, that's a special set either from Tombstones or... I'd assume Tombstones. Oh look, he's a Swiftie. The Masked Man. Ah, you are coming on behalf of the Scions, of course, yes. As we've already relayed to Lady Minfilia, there's been a sighting of this rogue near about eastern Thanalan. A brass blade stationed at Highbridge described him in detail when he alerted us to suspicious activity. I would point you to the witness, but I'm afraid he died not 2 days ago, slain by a marauding horde of Cocairn. Fate can be a cruel mistress. But do not be too quick to despair. Being situated on a trade route, Highbridge sees its fair share of travelers. Folk are always coming and going, and some among them may well have caught a glimpse of your target. You could do worse than speak with a merchant named Hihibaru. The fellow is always starved for customers, and he'd no doubt welcome your attention, whether or not you have the coin or the mind to spend it. Dry bone, dry bone, dry bones. Them bones, dry bones. Ah, the sun, it burns. No, my precious hair. I can feel it screaming in agony. What hair? Welcome to Highbridge, adventurer. Whatever you seek, I, Hibaru, can provide it. Probably. You're after a masked man? I'm not sure I have one of those in stock. Oh, you're after a masked man. Why didn't you say so sooner? Such an individual might have featured in one of the many reports I've heard. If you linger a while, mayhap you'll learn a thing or two. When the Order of Malthal began excavating the ruins below, I had hopes that Highbridge would turn into a bustling hub for pilgrims. But thanks to the nigh endless beastmen raids, folk are too afraid to come within a malm of here. I sold everything I owned to get my venture started, and I'm loath to give up without making an earnest effort to stick it out. But if things keep going as they are, I'll be bankrupt before the moon is through. Whining won't do me any good, though. No, for my business to survive, I need business. Speaking of which, perhaps you'd like to browse my wares, spend a bit of coin to help a struggling merchant. The Masked Man? I'll take your bloody Masked Man. I know what I said before, but fake rumors are all I've got. If you want to know about him, go and ask the other merchants. Highbridge was meant to become the next Emerald Avenue, where the throngs of pilgrims come to marvel at the ruins below. And more importantly, where is their coin? Why is business so fickle? Multiloquent merchant. What does that even mean? I have heard tell of the Masked devil. Seems he's been appearing not only around Highbridge, but elsewhere about Paladin too. Enough folks have reported seeing him to convince me he's more than a figment of the imagination, but little is known about him otherwise. Absent-minded merchant. On the trail of a masked man, I have heard about him, but only hushed tones and faint whispers. Said he wears a black hooded robe and looks right suspicious, and that's about all I can say, little though it is. Have I seen a masked man wearing a dark robe? No, I haven't, nor do I wish to. Business is bad enough without shady characters lurking about. Folk have been giving Highbridge a wide berth because of all the Quakiran raids. None but the most devout of pilgrims are willing to come here anymore. Judging by your expression, I take it you didn't learn much of use. Look, I'm sorry for my rudeness earlier. It's just that things are tough for us merchants at the moment. Quakiran raids are so constant, so organized, we're beginning to suspect that someone is orchestrating it all. I tend to put my own welfare first, like most of us do. But that doesn't mean I'm a bad person. I promise to keep an eye out for the masked man. If I see or hear anything, you'll be the first to know. Ibaru has information that will surely lead you to La Habrea. I finally got some honest-to-God's information on your masked man. Why so confident? Because I saw him with my own two eyes. I was out for an evening stroll, minding my own business, when I noticed a column of smoke rising from a cliff over at Thal's Respite. Curious, I took myself there to find a masked man. Your masked man, I'm sure of it, standing by a fire. As if in answer, some Quakiran appeared soon after, and the group began talking at length. I'm afraid I was too far out of earshot to hear much of anything. After the group had dispersed, an idea came to me. If you were to use the smoldering coal to start a fire, you might be able to arrange a similar meeting. It will be dangerous, I shouldn't doubt, but you've proven yourself more than a match for a pack of rats. So what do you think? That's some sound reliable information, if I do say so to myself. Well worth all the lingering about you've been doing, wouldn't you say? Corpse Brigade, foot soldier. Flash! Back so soon. Were you able to find any clues leading to your masked man? The scroll, it bears a prayer to Ralger the Destroyer. In case you're unfamiliar, Ralger is the guardian deity of Alamigo, which is currently under Garlean rule. It's highly uncommon for folk of other nations to revere him. I'd wager my last gill that your assailant was Alamigan. Seems this masked man of yours is very well connected. I must confess, the merchant in me envies such a diverse network of contacts. That self-same merchant also senses danger ahead, and darkness besides. Are you certain you'd rather not take things nice and slow here at Highbridge? Let's see. The Alamegan bandit you had a run-in with is somehow connected to your masked man of mystery. So it stands to reason that if you want to pick up the trail again, you should head towards Little Alamigo in southern Thanalan. Just so you know what to expect, the settlement is a favored destination for those refugees who couldn't, well, adapt to life in Ul'dah. The hearts of the denizens are said to be as barren as the wasteland they live in, and for all intents and purposes, it's a lawless place. Be prepared for a not so warm welcome. Now, I'm not certain how much help she will be, but it just so happens I have a daughter who has relocated to Little Alamigo. Her name is Hihira, and it shouldn't hurt to seek her out first. And while you have her attention, I'd be obliged if you could send my love. Not a day goes by that I don't think about her. I suppose this is it then. I'd hoped that you would linger here a while, cull some fiends, spend some coin, what have you, but something tells me you're destined for greater things. Wherever it is you end up, I wish you the best. Wait, I'm in the shroud. Why am I walking or flying? Whatever. Teleportato. Teleportato. Potate. The potentate. Why, yes, Hikabaru is my father, he said. What? I wish I could be a better daughter to him. It's just that... I'm sorry, I shouldn't bother you with family matters, but I am grateful to you for delivering the message. Now then, what brings you here? A masked man? I'm afraid that description doesn't ring any bells, but one of the others here may have seen something. I would recommend you first speak with Gundabald, the leader of the settlement. I must warn you, though, he isn't exactly accommodating to outsiders. Who are you? State your business and be quick about it. Looking for a masked villain, you say? And why would we help you pray? We struggle enough without having to answer to the whim of every outsider. You're not welcome here. Be gone. Githilbear would like to aid you in your manhunt. Well met, adventurer. I'm Githilbear, head of security here at Little Alamigo. I heard tell that you had business with Gundabald, knowing the bristly old bear. I don't doubt he told you to bugger off. Owing to their hardships, the refugees don't trust anyone but themselves. Not even my men, and I can get so much as a word of thanks out of them, despite watching the place day and night. But thanks or no, I try to help my fellow man when I can, and you seem a decent sort. If you tell me what's brought you here, might be as I can lend a hand. On the trail of a masked villain, you say? Huh. Can't say that sounds familiar, but I have men on lookout for Amalja to the south of here. There's been suspicious activity. They are like to have seen it. I had a mind to take them each a cup of sweet Vanaland tea, so as to lift their spirits. If you were to run this little errand in my stead, they'd be all the more willing to tell you what they know. Who the hells are you? I'm trying to conserve energy here, so leave me be. Well, ain't you considerate, my thanks, friend. What's that? A masked villain? Hiding among refugees like as not? Me compatriots as live here go about as though they're dead on their feet. This is near impossible to tell what's on their mind. Well, I know. They're all up to no good. You there, are you an Amalja? No? Then carry on. Sweet Vanaland tea. Ah, the sophisticated aroma. It's been forever since I had a drop of sweet Vanaland. I'm going to enjoy this. What? A masked man? Don't know, don't care, unless he's got a dark, scaly skin since 10 foams tall and has the face of a lizard. Then I don't give a mummer's fart. Shoo! Don't bother me. If the Amalja overrun us, I'm blaming you. For me? You shouldn't have. Sorry, a suspicious masked man. As a matter of fact, I caught a glimpse of someone fitting that description during patrol. Well, I couldn't quite make out whether it was a man or not, what with the mask and the robe, but assuming it was a he was talking with some Alamegans. I assumed he was one of them. Ah, you're back. So did my lookouts have aught to share with you? Doesn't sound like much to go by. If you're to get any further in your investigation, seems to me you'll need the cooperation of the Alamegans. For this, you'll need to win their trust, and that won't be an easy task. So you're determined to press on with your investigation, then I have some advice to offer. As I said before, you won't get far without the Alamegans' trust. And the best way to win that trust is to get a compatriot of theirs, someone they respect, to vouch for you. Coin does the talking in Ul'dah, but the Alamegans are bound by something far stronger, if not as tangible. A common purpose. That purpose is, of course, the liberation of their home from the Garleans. Gundabald belongs to the Alamegan resistance, so your best bet would be someone who's part of the same crew. If you know any well-connected people, you might want to start by asking them. Speak with Minfilia. I love how it kind of just gives you that little bit of information. Fun fact, Minfilia is supposed to be a Highlander, but the thing is, the Highlander model didn't exist in 1.0, and therefore, while she existed, she had the model of a Midlander, so they kept that. Right. Wait, not the Aft Castle. The Arcanist's Guild, you fool. Did a bunch of things change already? They did not. Welcome back, Malfader. How fares the investigation? See. Given all that they've suffered, it is of little wonder the Alamegan refugees have lost faith in their fellow man. They have had their homeland taken from them, and for the past 2 decades have had to see it remain in the enemy's clutches. To compound matters, none of the 3 city-states have the means to take in all those who were displaced. As a result, a great many Alamegans now live on the margins of society, suffering poverty and discrimination. Would that more could be done to ease their hardships. I fear that nothing short of reclaiming their homeland would be a lasting solution. But let us deal with one problem at a time. Returning to the matter of your investigation, it just so happens there is an Alamegan native among the Scions. I should be pleased to introduce him to you. Minfilia wants to introduce you to an Alamegan member of the Scions. Your Alamegan comrade is named Harabear. He joined our cause in the hopes that he might find a way to liberate his homeland. While he spares no effort towards that endeavor, I have no doubt that he would be glad to assist you. If I recall correctly, he's currently between missions. Try looking for him in the storage area. If it isn't Meryl Fader Bilgsatson, the Scion's rising star, is there aught I can do for you? You wish to win the trust of the people of Little Alamigo? That is a daunting task, my friend, even for our own countrymen. I would like nothing more than to help, but I'm afraid my name no longer carries weight with that lot. I used to be a member of the Alamegan Resistance, see, but I left in favor of joining the Scions. Though my allegiance may have shifted, my purpose remains ever the same, the liberation of Alamigo. Yet whatever my reasons were, I abandoned my comrades, and they'll have nothing to do with me. Now, while I may have no friends in the Resistance, I know someone who does. Her name is Abrida, and she is a resident of Quarrymill. Say my name when you meet her, and she won't lead you astray. Ah, yes, this part of the story. It's a smidge. Go around your ass to reach your face. It's very, like, shall we say, like, there's a lot of fucking sidetracking for this. I have to do a whole story with these bitches here. Some of ours have had to remain outside the hamlet. They're hardened soldiers all and no strangers to discomfort, but it's a trying experience being in a place that loves you not. Seven hells. We leave behind the only home we've ever known and risk our lives to travel here, and now you need to kick us out on our asses? No room for Alamegans who venerate Ralgar, is that it? The Destroyer take you in your infernal elementals. You want me to introduce you to the Resistance? Ha! Why the hell should I do that? Just one reason. Harabear. Harabear sent you! Ugh, that worthless whoreson. He abandons his comrades, his woman, and now he has the gall to ask me for a favor? Simply incredible. I mean, I realized Harabear was only doing what he felt was right. He's a good man, and if he trusts you, then that's all I need to know. You see that bloke there? That's Mefred, captain of the Resistance. I hope he can give you what you need. You know, actually, this is a good time. A good time to look for somebody to raid, because fuck me. This point in the story is a little bit annoying because of just how much sidetracking you have to fucking do. Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna raid Gallant J. I am gonna raid Gallant J. That's been kind of a lengthy stream. Thank you all who tuned in, and those of you who stayed after the raid. I appreciate you for doing that. I hope you have a good rest of the afternoon. I will be back tomorrow at about 3 p.m. Pacific to play more of The Sims 4. And after that, on Saturday, it'll be me playing Peak with Marshall Bohemond and the Chums, which of course also includes Mander Monster's husband, Joey. So please look forward to that. Hope you enjoy Gallant JVT. I have been Paladin Ashe, and I am signing off.